today I am in my van studio. I'm working on a painting of one of my photographs from our time in Cornwall. I was going through my sketchbook the other day and I have a few pages in there where I've stuck in paintings I've done in a postcard format. I've got a big box of watercolour postcards, so I kind of want to keep using them as much as possible, just creating these little studies every now and again. And I really enjoy the process and I like the finished outcomes, and I like having them in my sketchbook, creating a bit of variety, because a lot of my sketchbook is pencil drawings. I don't know, because I just find that the most accessible medium. You can just grab pencils, you don't have to get your palette out and your water and all of that. So in today's video I wanted to talk a little bit about a realisation I had, that I wanted to spend some time and make some effort to romanticise my art practice again. So I've worked as a commercial illustrator for a decade now. As anyone will tell you, when you make your passion into a job, you lose some of that like innocent joy you had, and like you kind of lose your initial motivations for starting whatever hobby or passion you had. Since moving into the van, I wanted to be able to work less and do my own art more, and I think I've done that a little bit. I think this sketchbook that I have is testament to that. This is what I've been able to do during our time on the road. It's much less than I thought I would do of personal work, but it's what I've managed, so that's it. And it's certainly more than what I was doing. I had a stressful day recently and I sat down with my sketchbook at the end of the day. All I did was stick stickers on the front and the back. I love these stickers. It was a very absorbing moment. It felt like I was tending to my sketchbook. Now I'm someone who really likes collaging as well, so I like the act of cutting and pasting. It's very meditative and relaxing for me. So just having this little session where I was putting stickers into the sketchbook, it reminded me to appreciate that I have this outlet, experimenting with colour, noticing things in the world that I then want to make art out of, and just knowing that I have this lifelong activity. It's just something that I felt in that moment so grateful for. This activity that brings me so much peace and calm, to just focus in and focus in my attention on what I'm doing. I'm someone who has lots of anxious thoughts. Sometimes getting in the zone with making art or being in my sketchbook, I put on a YouTube video or an audiobook. I always like to listen to something, but I just create this little cocoon for myself. Let me know what your thing is that you turn to. But yeah, for me it's definitely creating art. There is a trend I've seen online to romanticize your life, and that's a lot about being present and having a lot of gratitude for the simple things in life. So I'm fully on board with that. My art practice is definitely that, and I think I take it for granted because it's become something that pays the bills. It is more than that, and it started as more than that. It was something I did to almost understand myself better, or be in touch with the part of me that I've always been ever since I was a young child. It's a way of checking in with a part of me that's fairly consistent. I think I've talked enough now. I'm going to carry on with my painting. Sorry for this awkward shot. I wanted to talk about the other part of this video, which is the relaunch of my Etsy shop. I have some new products I'd like to share with you. If you're a patron, you've already seen all the behind the scenes if you've been following along my Vlogmas, but I have some new mini prints. These ones. There's a set of 3. They're on the theme of foraging. So we've got some wood sorrel and a print about rose hips, foraging rose hips, which you will have seen me do in another video, and then also edible mushrooms that I'm way too scared to actually pick and forage myself, but I would love to get to the stage where I can pick these mushrooms myself. So those are like the top mushrooms that I would like to be brave enough to pick. I think we've got a penny bun there, we've got a hedgehog mushroom, we've got chanterelles, we've got a field mushroom, all the classics, all the delicious ones. And then I also have some slightly larger mini prints. My thought with this relaunch of stock in my shop is that small is better, because I live in a tiny space, and that makes me think about making things smaller, and maybe like a few shelves or something where you might want to put a piece of art but you don't want anything too big, which is where these smaller sizes I think work really well in small spaces and with limited space. By the way, all of these prints are really high quality Gleekly prints. They're from the same printers that I've used for years, so if you bought prints off me in the past, they will all be of the same quality. And yeah, I'm so over the moon with how they turned out. Thank you to Hello Blue in Bristol, who are my printers. The slightly larger prints that I have are illustrations on the theme of micro-habitats. I actually made a calendar, was it a couple of years ago now, but it didn't really launch properly, and that was because I had some like delays with the suppliers. I just sold a small amount to my patrons, but I had all these illustrations that I wanted to share with a wider audience, and I thought they would work really well as prints. Detail is something that really comforts me when everything feels quite overwhelming. I like to go on a walk, and rather than looking at like the shape of the hills or the valleys or the sky, I'll be looking on the floor and I'll be looking at little things. That's where my interest is, like little mushrooms and beetles and little details in nature. That's like one of my main passions. So this series of prints is all about that, and under each print you can find some information about the microhabitat. On the listings on Etsy you can read about it. And then the last thing to launch is something I'm really excited about. I've made a sticker set. Had an idea recently to make this series of sticker sets, grouping animals in really arbitrary ways that I really like. The first sticker set from this series, and if this sells well then there'll be more to come, because I've already done more illustrations in the series, but I just want to see if people are interested in this kind of thing like I am. But it's called the Snoot Set, and it's animals with long noses. They might not technically be noses, but they are snoots. There are 8 stickers in the Snoot Set. They're various sizes. I would say to describe most of them as quite large stickers. They're vinyl stickers, so they're supposed to be put on things that will get a lot of wear and tear, like you can put them on water bottles and laptops and phone cases and all of that stuff. You can also just stick them on sketchbook covers and that kind of thing. So yeah, I had like a lot of fun making this sticker set. I really liked the whole process. Researching the animals before that was really fun, and then designing the Snoot Set label was fun, and just having all of those elements come together to make a sticker set that I think is really fun and whimsical and silly. There's nothing too serious about this Snoot Set, but I hope you get some joy out of it, and let me know if you also love big-nosed animals, because I always have loved big-nosed animals. I think that's everything that I wanted to share. I think I will also have a few originals in my shop, potentially. Anyway, I hope you like this shop restock. Let me know what your favourite things are, or if you got anything. Thanks to my patrons for supporting this channel and supporting the work that I do, and I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you again soon. And now I can stop crouching by my sink. Bye!